Okay, welcome back to the video. Today I'm doing a Colleen Hoover book review of reading all her books. I've literally read every single book that she's wrote besides the two one more step or two more step, whatever that is. I haven't read those two. So we're gonna start with the series. So there's the Maybe series, Hopeless series, Slam series, and I said With Us series because it ends with us and it starts with us. It's in the same world, so I did put those two as a series. But we're gonna start with the Maybe. It starts with maybe someday, maybe now, and then maybe someday, maybe not, maybe now. That's how it starts. I gave Maybe Someday a 3-star. I gave Maybe Not a 2-star, and then Maybe Now a 3.5 stars. So in total, this series for me got a 3, just a 3. How I did that was I added each rating and then divided that by how many books was there. So for example, this one I added 3 to 3.5 and divided it by 3, and I guess it turned out to be 3, but that is what I rated this series. So it wasn't one of my favorite series. Y'all will get to see which ones my favorite series are. I'll say that one for the end of this video. But yes, this was not my favorite series, but it was okay. It wasn't terrible. And then we're gonna do the Hopeless series next. So this one starts with Hopeless, and then it's Losing Hope, and then Finding Cinderella, All Your Perfects, and then Finding Perfect. So there's technically 5 books in the series. So Hopeless, I gave a 4.7 star. Losing Hope, I gave a 5-star. Finding Cinderella, 4-star. All Your Perfect, 4, and then Finding Perfect, 4. You can see my two my reading vlog for these two because I do have that up, but I don't have the ones for the rest of them up. And in total, this was a 3.55. With all the ratings, and then I put all those ratings and then divided that by 5 because there's 5 books. So it's just the average of each rating. But this was a really good series for me. Honestly, I really shouldn't have done it that way because I like this series a lot more than I like the Slam series in total. But because of those 3 4-stars, that's what knocked it down. But I would say that me personally, I would pick up this series before I would pick up the Slam series. And then, since we're talking about it, the next is the Slam series. This one was a 4.75. This one was a 4-star, and this one was a 4-star. So this one just pretty much retold the entire story. This one is told in his perspective, but it also has more to the story too. It's not just in his perspective. And then this one, for some reason I can't think of, Lake and shoot, what is his name? Will. So this series right here gave me Pretty Little Liars 5s. Because of Lake and Will's relationship, it really gave me Pretty Little Liars 5. That's what made, I do really like this. In total, the total rating of these 3 would be a 4.25. So I do really like that. And I don't know if y'all can't see this, but I do have all the Pretty Little Liars books besides the last 8. So if anybody would like to send me those, that'd be great. But I am doing a reread on those. I read them a long time ago, but I want to reread them because I love Pretty Little Liars. But that's beside the point. So yes, this gave me Pretty Little Liars 5. The Ezra and Aria relationship with Will and Lake's relationship in this, but I really, really liked it. It wasn't disgusting, I guess you can say. In my opinion, it wasn't. Maybe in y'all's, I don't know. We're gonna put these back up. And then for the last series we're gonna do is the With Us series. So it ends with us and it starts with us. And both of these books I gave both of these books a 5 stars. So in total, obviously, the whole series is a 5-star. I love the dynamics and the characters. And this one, there's like this, I don't really want to tell y'all because I don't want it to be a spoiler. But in this book, I also just got the collector's edition in the It Ends With Us book. But in this book, if anybody has ever been in like a relationship like Lily does in this book, I'm going to do a reread also. But anyway, if anybody has ever been in a relationship like Lily was in this book, then you would be like, yes, that one scene, I don't want to tell y'all. I'll tell y'all. But just know that it could be a spoiler. So if you haven't read this book, just don't watch this part. Just skip like a minute or so before. Like, skip until you don't see this book anymore. But there's a scene in here that Ryle will go and grab Lily's coffee, take a sip, set it back in front of her, and then proceed to go grab his own. That's literally a controlling thing. Like, he was telling Lily at that moment, hey, I own you. What's yours is mine. But also, but what's mine is mine. Like, whichever you have is also mine. But what I have is mine, not yours. That's what that was. And Colleen Hoover painted that perfectly. And literally this, I don't know. I could not put this book down when I first read it. This is what got me into Colleen Hoover. And I loved every moment of it. This one. Atlas was one of my favorite characters. So when I found out that she was writing one for him, I was literally so excited. Like, I pre-ordered this book. I had it ready to go. It was in the cart on my way, like on the way. It was at my house the day it came out. Literally one of the best books I've ever read. Highly recommend. I highly recommend this series and the Hopeless series. Both of them. They're amazing. And I do recommend, I know that All Your Perfects in the Hopeless series is a standalone book, but in my personal opinion, I say read it with the series, because this book right here just ties up the entire series. So if you're not planning on reading the novellas, then you don't have to read it with the series. But if you are planning on reading the novellas, then I recommend reading it both, like in the series. I don't know if that made any sense, but in my head it did. Okay, back to what I was doing. And then we're going to go in with Heartbones. I gave this one a 4 stars. For some reason, I can't say her name. It's Biana. Is that her name? And then Samson. Their relationship was so sweet, and like, I don't know, it was just really sweet. So I gave this one a 4 stars. I forgot to write it down, but I think I gave it was either a 4 or 3, but I think it was a 4 star. I really liked that book, this book. Guys, Never Never, I gave a 2 star. I did not like this. Don't recommend. I see the hype of it, but me personally, I did not recommend it. It has so many point of views, and I was legitimately lost in this book. This one, Layla. 1, there's 2 things I have to say about this. 1, if you're going to read this, make sure it's Halloween time. 2, if you're going to read this, make sure to know that you're going to rate it a low star, more than likely. I gave this book a 2 star. Literally could not stand this book. I hate it. I just did not like it. I guess the plot in it, guessed it. It was legitimately, I'm not going to say stupid because it wasn't stupid, but I just don't recommend. I would not. If you're not going to read any Colleen Hoover books, there's 3 books I recommend not reading at all. These are 2 of them. Okay. The next 3 I'm talking about. I think I'm talking. No. I have 6 more, I think, to talk about. So I'm going to go with this one. The next one is Reminders of Him. I gave this one a 5-star. I really liked this couple, and like just the relationship in general. I literally was just like flipping through. I cried. I just love this book. One of my top favorite of Colleen Hoover. My top favorite is It Ends With Us, like, series, but there's like 3 more. Yeah, 3 more that I would put on top, and that's one of them. This is another one. November 9. Love this book. Gonna reread this on November 9th and read it in one day and like annotate it and everything. Like, I loved this book with all my heart. Ben and Fallon's like relationship in this book. Oh, I grabbed 2. In this book, Ben and Fallon's relationship was off and on, but I still loved it. I was like, give me more. This next book is also a 5-star. Loved it. I don't understand why so many people hate this book, but just because they hate it, that does not matter. Like, that's their personal opinion, and you should not hate somebody because of the fact that they don't like your book, the book that you like, or they hate the book that you don't. I mean, they love the book that you don't like. It is pointless. And Callie on TikTok, she should have not had to deal with all that because of that. Because of this book right here. This book. Ugly Love. Loved it. 5-star. 5-star. Guys, these next few books I wasn't a fan of. There is another book that I don't know where it's at, but I have the hardcover. I don't know where the paperback got. I found it. These next 3 that I'm about to show you that I think the best. I'll show you the 3 that I was recommending. This is the last one that I would never recommend to anybody. Those 3 books you can go with never reading, and you would be okay without merit. There's literally nothing I want to say about this book. I legitimately hated it. Did not like any bit of it. The next book I'm going to talk about is Confess. I liked the storyline. I liked the characters, but I also just didn't like some of it, so I did give this a 3.5 star. It was a good book in all, but there was just a few things I didn't like in it. But I do like how they put some of his artwork in here. Like, I like the dynamics of it, and like how what the whole book is about is the fact that he's painting people's confessions. I think that's a really neat idea, and I would actually like to see that in person. The next book I'm going to talk about is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I said that again. It don't matter. Anyway, I gave this book a 3-star. I liked it, but I guess some of the stuff that happened in it, it wasn't, to me personally, it wasn't like a plot twist or anything, but I also hate cheating tropes, and that's what this book was, and I did not like that. But I like the storyline and the meaning behind it. Another one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books that kept me on the edge of my seat, and that I literally could not put down, is Verity. This was my 2nd book I ever read by Colleen Hoover, and I did a reread of it when I got the hardback of it. When I got this book, I did a reread of it because I wanted to read the new chapter in it, and I could not put it down. When I originally rated it, I rated it a 4.5 star. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to rate this a 5 star. Because I did not guess the plot line. I didn't guess anything. I had my own theories, but none of them was right. And I liked it. Like, I think that Colleen Hoover needs to write more thrillers, because this is one of her top talked about books. And I think that, so personally, I feel like she needs to write another book like this. And just so y'all know, I'm team manuscript all the way. All the way. Anyway, that is it for the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If y'all want to see anything, please let me know. Comment down below. Anyway, bye guys.